Hey gang, this is Andy over at the Facebook Live TV show. Glad to be with you today here in Brea, California. We have a lot less fires here locally. They're not out, but they're getting closer to getting them all put out. So we don't want any more of that Santa Ana wind coming through, because that was what caused our problems yesterday. But we're going to be talking about Belivetv and showing you the inside, showing you what all the tools are inside the dashboard, and get you to the point where you can just then go online. And so if you have any specific questions about that, go ahead and feel free to comment. I may be getting into trouble with the webinar gods because I'm using Webinar Jam to show you the inside of Belive.tv. Now, clearly there are two different kinds of platforms, although I'm using Webinar Jam to go on Facebook right now and not to Be Live because there's some reasons why I'm doing it. I'm always testing stuff out. I'm always trying to find out what is the best way to do that. That way I can pass it on to you. And one of the reasons I do that is because I want to make sure and give you good information when I am training you in the Facebook Live TV show or the Create It, Launch It, Profit Facebook private group. So if you want to get inside, I'll put up first the Facebook Live producers group. And that is a private group where I'm putting training, and there's a training course inside there that is the Facebook Live producers group is building up. I'm putting more training videos in there about such topics as this, and I go into a little bit greater detail, and I have it in a format that makes it really easy to find. We do these Facebook Lives, but over time, they just go farther and farther down the line, and we're less likely as a consumer to scroll all the way down to the bottom of somebody's Facebook page to try to find something that we don't even know it exists. But in the Facebook group, you have the ability to put all the videos into a very customized platform where you can break them up into chapters and find them very easily. And that's what I have going on in both the producers group and the Create It, Launch It, Profit private group. So here is the link that you would need to go to. It's right now, at least for the Facebook Live producer group, it's only $9.99 a month. That will be going up to $14.99 very shortly, much like what I'm going to tell you about the Create It, Launch It, Profit Facebook group has already gone up in price. But the producers group, I'm still going to be doing some work in my gate to increase the price to $14.99. So I would say you probably have another day or two that you can still get it in for $9.99 a month for the life of the group and for the life of your membership in there. And you can quit anytime you want to and close out your ability to go inside anytime you want. So don't worry about that. And here is the Create, Launch It, Profit private group. And right now it is $14.99 a month, but the first month is only $1. All right, so if you want to come in to the Create, Launch It, Profit private group for just $1, just to have a look inside, and again, there's a training course in there. It's a little bit more extensive right now than the producers group, but they are both growing as I continue to put in a file in there that allows you to click on it and just find what it is that you need to know. And I'm pretty sure there's a topic in there right now that'll keep you busy for quite a long time, and I'm at it all the time. Next month, I have plans for a bunch of how to create graphics for Facebook pages with videos in them, Facebook postings, Facebook advertisements, and all kinds of other stuff. So that's planned here in the next couple months. So either one of those you want to get in. If you're more interested in Facebook Lives, then the Facebook Live Producers Group is the place you want to be. If you want to create a product online, an online product that you sell that has videos and training that you can give to people, then the Create, Launch It, Profit is the right place to go. If you want to do both, then I would just get both. If you want to create a Facebook Live Producers show or a Facebook Live TV show and sell a product from your TV show, then you probably want to do both. All right. So I've separated them out. There's some crossover in some of the videos because there's some times they actually have both. So both tools are needed and training in those areas are needed. So you'll see some similar videos in each one, but essentially there's different strategies for doing each one, and those you will find inside there. All right. So what other got a speaking engagement coming up in San Diego. Go ahead and look for posts on that. I will post that separately on the Facebook pages, and that will be for the social media conference in San Diego. That's in November, and that's coming up. And gosh, I'm sure there's other stuff. Masterminds and mastermind retreats I got going on. If any of you are interested in that kind of stuff, go ahead and let me know. But right now, I would say that getting in those groups right now while the price is still low, I think that would be a great place for many of you who are just getting started in either Facebook Live or in creating a product online. And it doesn't matter what it is your expertise is. You can create an online program in anything, horseback riding, how to bowl better, because they can watch the videos on their phone. Like they could be anywhere watching the videos on their phone and then go out and do whatever it is you train. It could be, of course, fitness. It could be nutrition. It could be cooking. It could be violin. It could be guitar. It could be flute. It doesn't matter. You can make money off of whatever your expertise is. Backyard chickens. I know a lady that's making a killing. I think it's probably close to about $500,000 a year in backyard chicken instruction, and she's getting sponsorships from chicken feed places. So it doesn't matter. If you have an expertise, you can put it together in a membership site and make money from it. And in the Create, Launch, and Profit Facebook group, you'll learn how to do it for free on Facebook. So it's pretty cool. All right. So let's take a look. Now, why do I like Belivetv? Well, there's a lot of reasons why I like it, and probably three. Let's see, three of my most favorite reasons is it's really easy to use, so easy to use, and so easy to get up and going. There's a few more steps in Webinar Jam, but that's because you can do a little bit more in Webinar Jam, a little bit, but it's different. But Belivetv is super easy to use. It's inexpensive for what you get. You get a great platform that broadcasts fantastically, that just works very simply for most people. If you have an old computer, they have a bad internet connection, it's going to be a struggle for anybody that has an old computer, a bad internet connection. And if they have both, it's hard with anything. It doesn't matter if it's BeLive or Zoom or Blue Jeans or Skype. It doesn't matter. If you have a struggling computer and a struggling Wi-Fi connection, nothing's going to work. So you got to get those things straightened out no matter what. And that will be just definitely what it is you need to do. But if you have all the things you need and you have it all set up really well, Belivetv, I think, is the least expensive and the easiest to use. And then there's a third thing, and that is that you can actually put people's comments up. As people comment, you can click on them and show them to all the other people that are watching. And that really helps with engagement. Now on Webinar Jam, which I'm on right now, I can't do that. And so I'm missing that little bit of thing that I love doing, but I can't do it because I've decided to try to do something here in Webinar Jam that I can't do in BeLive. And that is play a recorded video of training. And that's what I want to do today. I want to show you the video that I created. And the reason I want to do that is because you can edit a recorded video. I didn't on this one. I should have in a couple places. You'll see where those places are. But it also allows me to zoom in on things and do different stuff. So I really wanted to give this a shot to see how you guys reacted to it, if you liked it. And I just wanted to try it out and see if it works. So you can do this in Webinar Jam, but you can't do this in Belive.tv. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started in the training of the inside of Belive.tv. And again, just to let you know, this is a recording of the training that I just created about 2 hours ago in ScreenFlow. Yes, ScreenFlow. I look down at my Camtasia. My Camtasia is open too, but I use both. I bounce between each one, just kind of like I do between Webinar Jam and BeLive. There are certain things I like about each one, and depending on what it is I'm doing, I decide at the moment which one I'm going to use. So again, I'm using Webinar Jam right now to broadcast this Facebook Live, but I'm going to be training about Belive.tv, and the reason I'm using Webinar Jam is because I can play a recorded video, and I think that will work out a little bit better for what it is I want to do. All right, so let's go ahead and watch and see how this works out. All right. I'll see you at the end. All right, we're going to take a look on the inside of BeLive.tv, and this just kind of give you a rundown of what you can and cannot do in BeLive. It's one of the best platforms I think that's available out there. It's inexpensive, and it has a lot of power. It does a lot of different things, and so I think it's a really, really great program. So that's why I'm selecting this as being one of the first that I'm going to show you on how to use to do your own live Facebook show. Because right now, like I said, I think it's one of the best, if not the best, for most people. Now, if you're going to get all high tech and do a bunch of other stuff, then there's other options, but this one is great for just about everybody who's doing a Facebook Live. All right, so this is what you see when you go to Belive.tv. This comes up first. You're going to want to make sure and create an account. Right now, if you use the link that's in this, in wherever you're watching this, I have a link probably where you can click on and go into Belive.tv. There's it's either 14 days for free or 30 days for free. It's some option that you can use it for free for a couple days just to make sure that it is something that you're going to want to use. And so go ahead and do that. And once you've done that, then it should look like this. To start a broadcast, you're going to go right here where it says, obviously, start broadcasting. And you're going to click the red button. You have three options. I don't know exactly why they still have solo and interview. Again, it's probably because just to keep you from chasing a shiny object and using something that you're not ready to use. So solo doesn't have all the options that, say, talk show does or interview does. But talk show has all the options. It allows you to share your screen. It allows you to bring people on and invite them with a URL link. So no matter where they are in the world, they can come on as long as they have a camera on their computer and a microphone connected. They can join you in the talk show. The interview, only one person can. In talk show, multiple people can. In solo, nobody can. In talk show, that's the only one that you can share your screen. Because I like to have all options available to me because sometimes things change in the middle of a broadcast depending on what it is I'm teaching. So I just always use talk show because everything's there. And if I start in solo and then suddenly want to share my screen, I would not be able to do that. Things happen. But again, if you just want to keep away from the desire to click on things that you didn't plan on clicking on so it throws off your show flow, then just do solo. That way you have no danger of doing that because you can't. But talk show is my selection. So I hit that. When you're connected to your Facebook page, it'll come up here where you are going to decide whether you want to go to one of your pages, one of your groups on an event, or if you just want to test only. In this case, we're going to go to one of my pages. Most of you probably only have one other page that you're managing. I have multiple, so you're going to see something different on mine, and it has multiple pages. You see all those pages that I have. So we're going to do Facebook Live TV show. I'm going to type showing the inside of Belivetv. All right, I'm going to select a title. Now this internal title is one so that you know what your broadcast is all about. And let me show you why that's important. So I'm going to go on the inside of my account, and over here on the left-hand side where it says My Broadcast, if one day I go, you know what, I think I did a broadcast on the training of Charlie, and I think it was day 1. So I can go to Broadcast, and I can search down here in the title where it says Day 1 Charlie, the Bed Bug Detection Dog Training. Right? So it shows me what that is. And why that might be different than the actual title that you're using on a Facebook post is because sometimes in a Facebook post, we're trying to generate interest. So in the post itself, we might say, you won't believe what I'm going to tell you today, or you're not going to believe what I'm going to show you, or here are the 10 things you need to know to be relevant. And then over in the title that nobody sees but only you're going to put what you actually talked about. That way later on you can find out that subject matter that you actually talked about. So let's say you typed it, you're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. And then in the actual title, so that you know what it is you talked about in the broadcast, you're going to put I showed how to make money on Amazon because they just started this new program that you can make money on Amazon, right? So the Facebook post itself doesn't tell people exactly what it is because you want to generate interest, but your title, you want to talk about what it is you're showing in that that broadcast. That way you can find it later. So that's why you want to make sure and possibly, if necessary, call it something different. In this case, I don't. I'm going to call it the same because that's what I'm doing, right? And so in this case, it's going to be exactly the same. Excuse me. All right, here's where you can schedule your post. You're going to click on this, and now you're going to decide, what it is what date you're going to do this broadcast, and what time. Now, this is important if you have a specific strategy of scheduling your Facebook Lives when you want to do them, and you're going to send people there. And you're going to say, hey, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about this great thing. You're going to want to be there. Go to my page, subscribe, or get a reminder by clicking on the link. That way you know that I'm going live and you don't forget, or whatever you're going to say. In today's broadcast, you're going to talk about tomorrow's broadcast. Tomorrow, you can see the post. You click on it. It's also a way of grabbing the information that you need to run a chat bot, right? So you have to schedule a Facebook Live in order to use a chat bot. And so you're going to have to use this program right here, or this part of it, to schedule the date and the time that you're going to run your broadcast. All right, so make sure and do that. You can then add a broadcast image, and I often use my logo to do that because it's recognizable, and so you can use that there. All right, so I'm not going to schedule one for today. You know what? Actually, let's do that. let's go ahead and schedule one. All right, so October 10th, that is today, right? I think today is the 10th. Yep. And then let's do it for 1:30. Yeah. Now let's do it 1 o'clock. All right, 1 o'clock. I'm going to use my logo. Click on that, and it'll show up there. This is what it's a circle, right? I'm going to use this email, and then I'm going to select my branding, which is right here. And you can use frames. You can upload. You see here I have a lower third that I can use. And here's one for my Falco Canyon Academy. Here's for Zero to Hero. Sorry, almost used the other company name. And you can create your own, or you can use one of theirs. Now, I'm not clicking on them because for whatever reason they didn't give you an option that if you change your mind and decide not to use one, how to not use one. There's not an option for that right now, but I'm sure that there will be at some point. All right, so I'm going to not use a frame. Brand colors, red. Let's see, previously used, I think it was blue. Oh, here it is. This blue is the one I use. So I'm going to use that brand color. That means that these lower thirds that are going to pop up every so often are going to have that color, all right, that match the logo. And I'm going to save my branding and create the broadcast. So creating the broadcast doesn't mean you're going to go live. So don't be afraid to hit this button. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to take you where you can decide what camera you're going to want to use. All right, it sent me a messenger. I forgot to talk about that. You can unclick that messenger. It just sends a message into my messenger. Let's see if I can show you what that looks like. So over here on my right-hand side, you see it sends you this message here. Your broadcast will be ready to start at October. That's not good English, is it? Isn't it on October 10th? If you have any questions or need assistance, go ahead and reply here. And Belivetv support staff will assist you. You can manage and start. So after a while, you don't need to have this on here anymore. And this is the link that I can go to. So let's say I got out of Belivetv and closed that tab. Later on, when I decide to do the show, so like if I did it at 1 o'clock, at 12:45, I'll click on this link and it'll take me to the and I'll be able to manage the broadcast. So it's there in my messenger if I ever need it. So there's a box that you check or uncheck based on whether you want that information or not. All right, so here we are inside the dashboard for your Belivetv event when you decide to go live. All right, here's where you're going to connect your cameras. So when it's time to figure out what cameras you're going to want to use, you're going to click on this cog, and automatically it goes to 540p. You have three options: 720, 540, and 480. 540 is generally good enough. That's why it's probably the default. But if you're connected by hardwire to your computer via an Ethernet, you can probably do a 720 as long as your internet is fast enough and your computer is good and fairly new. 720 gives you a really high quality. But it takes a lot of information, and it's really takes a really good internet connection. So 540 is generally good. This is where you select your camera. You can see Mima Live is a broadcast software that I use. It's open right now, so it's showing me that I have that as an option. But just for today, or just at least for right now, I'm going to use my HD Pro webcam C920. All right, to make sure things aren't complicated. All right, so I'm just going to use that camera. And then I'm going to use my ATR USB microphone, which is this one right here that I'm using. All right, so we're going to use that. And you see I have other options, right? But I'm going to use that one. That's the one that's closest to me and the one I want to use. And then I'm going to connect to the camera. And there is a chance, I just remembered why. Oh, I'm using it in whatchamacallit. So let's use built-in eyesight. Sorry about that. I'm using the camera in the ScreenFlow that I'm creating this video, so obviously that camera is not an option. All right, connect cameras. And there we go. All right, so my computer's tilted down just a little bit. So the reason it wouldn't select is because I'm busy using that camera in another program. So that's the camera can't be used by two programs at the same time. So if you ever run into that situation, now you know what to do. You got to either close the other program that's using that camera, or just select another camera. So in this case, I'm using the camera that's on my computer. All right. So when you're ready to go to broadcast, you're just going to send this up to the broadcast. So now you can see on the right-hand side, you can see that there is what the people are going to see. And again, I probably will adjust that so that it's not down like that. But again, that you're going to make those adjustments, make sure your lighting is good. And again, nothing's happening, nothing's going live right now, so you can do just about anything that you want. On the Logitech, there is a Logitech camera settings that you want to download. It's an app, and it will allow you to make some adjustments. And it's important that I show you this one adjustment so that you don't run into some of the same problems I did early on that can cause you some grief if you're using the Logitech. All right, so of course I'm not using that now, but if you're using the Logitech, you want this Logitech camera settings, and you're going to want to uncheck this auto. That means it's going to autofocus. And the reason you want to uncheck that is because as you move back and forth, if you're talking, the camera's going to be constantly trying to focus in on your face, and you don't want that. It causes a distraction to the people watching your video that it keeps going out of focus and back in the focus. So by unchecking that after it's in focus, so you wait until it's in focus, then you uncheck it, and that way it stays in that mode, and you don't get this blurry, out of blur, then focus, then out of blur, or then blurry situation going on. Again, other things here is the advanced settings, and this is where you're going to change your brightness, and you can go up and down based on your lighting conditions, your contrast, and your white balance. To move the white balance, you need to uncheck this too, so that you can change that white balance. So this is really good way to really hone in on the way your video looks by using these extra settings, but you have to download it onto your computer. It doesn't necessarily come in a CD when you get your camera. It's separate, and so you download it as an app to your Mac and probably your PC. I'm not quite sure how it works on your PC, but I'm sure there's something that you can, I'm sure there's an app that you get for your PC. All right, so let me close that. I'm so sorry about my cough. All right, so as you're setting up for your broadcast, the thing you're going to want to do is you're going to possibly click on this button here called Agenda. In Agenda, you plan ahead for what it is you're going to talk about. So you've heard me talk about a screen flow before. If you watch some of my other videos that I do and teach people how to do Facebook Live, you want to make sure and have a screen, what did I just say? A show flow. Gosh, a show flow, not a screen flow. A screen flow is the name of the program you're using. A show flow, so that you have your items that you're going to be talking about numbered out, so that you know exactly what you're going to be talking about. So let's say if we're talking about this Belivetv, we're going to show first is going to be Belivetv. .tv, so that is the URL that people are going to be going to, and I'm going to add that agenda item. The next thing that we're going to talk about is deciding on a title. I'm just making this up, on a title. And there's a new button there that I'm looking at that wasn't there before when I did this the last time. They're adding stuff all the time to Belivetv, so I'm interested to see what that's saying. And we're going to learn together what that means. All right, the next thing is let's see, branding. And let's do one more just for fun, and then dashboard. All right. Oh, now you hit save. You used to not have to hit save. Let's see, new agenda. Wonder why that. This may be something that gets used when you are in the middle of a broadcast, maybe something that becomes live, which I'm going to find out a little bit later on, and I'll let you know. All right, and then each one of these, as you use them, you can check them off so you don't use them again, which is a brand new feature. This was not available before. So you get done using it, you check it off, and it's gone, and that way you don't forget that you already talked about that thing. When you decide that you want to use it, you're going to click show, and it's going to pop up right there on the broadcast. You see it right there, deciding that's what the audience sees, and you can either hide it or go to the next one. The next one will pop up. All right, do you see that? And you can again, click on that so that it goes down to the bottom. All right, and what else? And then if you decide that when you're setting up this agenda that it's in the wrong, that you don't like that one anymore, that it's not one that's going to be useful, you just hit the trash can, and it'll go away. Right? And it'll ask you if you want to delete it, and you say delete. And then the other thing is that, let's say that later on you go, you know what, I think we should talk about branding first. So you can move that up in the chain, so now it becomes the number 2 topic. And you go, no, I've changed my mind again. I want it down here. I want to talk about after deciding the title. So you can decide, as you're putting your show flow together where things belong, or at the last minute you've decided, oh, I forgot about this one thing, and you type it in and then you can move it up. All right, so there's a way of moving those things around. And that's how you do that. That agenda is really important because it shows what's up there. And then during your broadcast, if somebody comments, and this is one of the greatest things about Belivetv, because people love the engagement when they get noticed. So some people are a little sketchy to get noticed, but sometimes when they see other people getting noticed and seeing their branding or their image being put on the screen, they begin to engage more often. They go, oh, I want my picture up there, and I want people to see what it is I'm doing. Then you can do something like bringing up their comments. So let's say Belivetv is watching and they decided they want comments to show, and you like what it is they commented here. You just click on this button where it says show, and their face will be there if they're using their Facebook profile, or their company name will be there, and whatever their title is of their Facebook page that they're watching from will be up there in the blue, and then their comment will show up there in the white. It is the greatest way to increase engagement on a Facebook Live, is showing people that you notice them, and then they're being seen by everybody else who is watching. And it really then, oh, I want to do that, and or I want my name to show up there again, and they type in another comment, and it really begins to open up the doors to comments, which are really important to Facebook. If you're going to get noticed on Facebook, is if people are commenting on what it is you're doing, Facebook's going to do more to make sure people see what it is you're doing. All right, and then for it to go away, you just hit hide, or you click on the next comment you want people to see. All right, then on your live broadcast, I don't have any options here. Actually, let me just go to share screen. Maybe that will help. So if I want to share my screen, you got a couple options here. So I actually have two screens on my computer. That's why you're seeing the one with my kids on it. That's my other screen. And then the one that you're looking at is the one that's broadcasting right now, right? If you have other applications open and you want to show an application, which I recommend that you use that in many cases, because when you go to share screen, people will see that you're doing this first, and then you have to click on another tab, and it looks really clunky when you do it that way. I would prefer that you use an application. So this uses other applications that are open on my desktop, which right now appears to be only two other than ScreenFlow, which I'm using right now. Mimo Live should be up there too, but it's not for some reason. Let me click on this and see if it'll bring it up. There we go. So yeah, Mimo Live is showing. So if I want to show people Mimo Live, I would click on Mimo Live, and that's when I want to share my screen. All right. So if my teaching that I'm going to be doing is not Be Live and it's actually on Mimo Live, I'm going to select that application to show the audience when I'm ready. All right. So I'm going to hit share, and there it is. So here it is in the lobby area. You see this lobby section? These are things or people that are waiting to be shown up here on the broadcast section. On the broadcast section is what people are going to see over here on the live broadcast over here where it says live broadcast preview. This is what people are seeing now. They're seeing none of this, obviously. And these are the things down here that you're waiting to show. All right. If I have Facebook photos that I want to show, I click on add, and I want to, that's funny that I have to sign in to Facebook since I'm in Facebook. Interesting. Okay, so let's say I want to show a picture of my daughter and I were at the White House event where we were doing some stuff there. All right, so let's say that's one of the pictures I want to show. And so just the other day, my daughter and I were at the White House, and we got our picture taken, and you can see over here in the live preview, it splits the screen between my camera and what I'm showing as far as a photograph. Now, let's say I want the photograph to be bigger. What I do is underneath the photograph, I click solo, and now that's all they see over here in the broadcast, but they can still hear my voice. I didn't go away. So it's solo in regard to what picture's showing, but it doesn't take away from my voice. All right, that's really important because some people, and I'm going to click down for it to go back away, they will click here. Let me make this go back up. They will click where they want, let's see. Oh, you know what? They took that option away. Interesting. You used to be able to just go only picture here, but they don't have that option anymore. Huh. Oh, I see. So if I were to click myself down and go down here and that were to go big, now nobody can hear my voice. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure and always that you're in the broadcast, and if you just want to show this picture all by itself, then you click solo. All right, and then when you're done with it, you click the down button, it goes back into the lobby, and now I'm going to share my screen. And if you want to talk over something and show your screen, you're going to go to solo, and that way that is all in the screen there. All right. So now you can see the other camera that I'm using is being used by Mimo Live. I thought it was ScreenFlow, but it's not. It's Mimo Live that's using it. All right. So there you go. All right, so now when I'm to get done showing my screen, or if you want to take a break, if you have a statement you want to make and you don't want the screen to be sharing for a second, you just hit the down arrow and you give that whatever it is that statement you want to make, and you send it right back up the broadcast, and it'll go right back to where it was before in solo mode. All right, and then if you want to split the screen again, you do that, and then if you're done with that, you just click it down. All right, very, very simple. Again, if you want to add another photo, you click that, and okay, I didn't show you necessarily very well how to use these things. So let's say you're in a broadcast and you have your side-by-side thing going on, and you want the person that you're interviewing to have all the attention. You can then either go solo with them or make their picture bigger, and you go a little bit tinier in a picture-in-picture. All right? And if you want to go back to split screen, you just hit split screen, or if now you want to make a point and then go smaller, then you click on that, right? And you can be aware of where that picture-in-picture is and move over and make sure that it's not blocking you. All right? And then we make it go back down again, and you go back to a solo picture. All right, now if you want somebody to join you in the middle of a broadcast, right down here at the bottom right, you see where it copies a copy link. You click on that, and that copies the clipboard. Then you can go into a comment section, which is not here. Unless I'm live, that comment section isn't showing right here. So there's going to be a comment section here. So then you can right click and you can paste that URL that you copy from down here into your comments and tell people that are watching, anybody wants to join me, make sure your camera is connected and your audio is connected. And once you see that you're in the dashboard, close the Facebook page that you're watching this on. The reason you want them to close the Facebook page that they're watching this on is because it'll cause an echo. The audio from the Facebook page, which is delayed, will not sync with what's happening when you're actually on the broadcast with somebody else. So make sure they understand they have to close their Facebook page while they are on camera with you. Once they're off camera, then they can open up that Facebook page again and continue watching. So make sure they do that. All right, but you're going to put that URL here in the comment section so that people can click on it and join the conversation. All right, so that is it. Oh, your lower third. If you want to show your lower third, you just click on the show button and it'll show your lower third right there. Do you see that? There's the blue branding. Oh, I have a blue shirt up. So you might, that's where you want to be aware of the color of the clothes that you're wearing, that it may cause something not to show as well. But in this case, it's okay because I'm just teaching. All right, so it gives me a good teaching point to make sure I should have wore a red shirt. That way the lower third shows up a lot better. All right, and then when you're done showing your lower third, then you click that. When somebody's on, which it doesn't show here, yeah, when somebody's on, it actually will have their name. Whatever name they use to log into will show up, and you can show their lower third also. All right, and that is all you need to know in regard to running a Facebook Live in Belivetv. Oh, comment section down here on the lower right-hand corner. This is where you can talk to the other people that are in your broadcast, and the audience can't see it. So you can say, hey, John, I am going to bring you on next. So as you're broadcasting, you may not be able to type that and speak at the same time. I've been learning how to do that. I can do that now fairly well, listen and type at the same time. It's not as effective, obviously, but you can do that. But you can let John know that they're going to come on next, so to be ready and to get on camera and brush their hair or do whatever. Or I can see something hanging out of your nose, or you got something in your teeth. You would let them know there in the team chat, not over here in the comment section. All right, so that's another important part of Be Live. When you want it to go away, you just click on it again, and it'll go away. All right, that is it. That's all we have for you on the inside of Be Alive. I hope I covered it all for you, and we'll make it a little bit easier for you to get connected. All right, that is it. I will talk to you later. Bye. All right, so the only thing that is not shown on that video is when it is time to go live is when the time that you set in the scheduled broadcast, if you go back to that video, unfortunately I can't show it at the same time I'm talking right now, is that right where I clicked on the comment from Belivetv that I made it go up, right in that section, at the time that your broadcast is scheduled to run, you'll see a countdown timer. that will count down to the time that you scheduled. And then at the moment that you can go live based on the time that you scheduled, it'll say go live. And so you will be able to hit that button, and you have, I believe, if anybody knows and can comment right here, for sure, I think it's 10 seconds, maybe a couple minutes. I'm not sure. I've always just hit it when it's time to go live. So, but I do know that that button becomes unavailable if you wait too long. So I don't know how long that is, but you'll be sitting there. You'll know, like, you'll come if you schedule it for 2 o'clock. You're going to come to your computer, and you are going to get everything set up. Make sure that your cameras are all ready to go. Make sure that your show flow is in front of you, and you've gone through the agenda again, just to make sure that everything's in there. And that's about 10-15 minutes before the broadcast, and then you'll see that the button will turn blue, and you can click on that button and go live. So that's the only thing that we didn't talk about, because obviously the schedule didn't allow it. Now, if you don't schedule a Facebook Live, the minute you connect your camera and then make it go up into that area up at the top where it's in that section that's showing you what assets you can go to show your audience. Once you put your camera up there, then a blue button will pop up that allows you to click on to go live. So that's the only part that at the end that I didn't have, because again, I had scheduled it so you could not see that button at that time. All right. I hope that was helpful. Again, I'm using Webinar Jam to run this particular Facebook Live. I was able to monitor the chat and actually I'm watching this documentary on Vietnam. So it was really cool. I think it's a good, there's some good that comes from doing pre-recorded, training, because you have more control. You can zoom into the places that people really need to see. As you could see, I was able to pan across the screen and do a bunch of stuff. So I was able to do that and create that video ahead of time. It makes it a little bit easier to follow. I just left in, again, you guys are used to my little hiccups here and there, so I just left those in, but I could actually have edited those out, right? And those of you that don't like the show, that you want people to believe that you're flawless, and want to edit those things out, then you could do that and then run it. I'm wearing the same shirt as I was wearing this morning, so it probably looked more seamless than if I had changed shirts. So that's it. So that's what it looks like on the inside of Belivetv. Thank you for allowing me to run this little bit of an experiment using Webinar Jam to play a video, a pre-recorded video of the training, and to bring it to you. And hopefully you enjoyed it and got a little bit out of it. If you've not used Belivetv, it's just simply use Belivetv.tv and you go there. There's no affiliate code, or else I surely would give you one of those. But there's a free period of time you can use Belivetv, like I said in the video. And I would try it at least. It's better than purchasing something else and finding out that you don't like it and can't get out because you bought an annual pass or something. At least in Belivetv, you can try it out. And if you don't like it, then you just end it. But I think there's not very many people that I know that have tried it and didn't like it. Again, if you're having problems with, people saying that the sound and the lips moving don't sync up, it's not Belivetv. It's just an internet connection. The computer, is not powerful enough. It's an older computer. There's a whole lot of reasons why that happens, and it's very rarely Webinar Jam, Zoom, Belivetv, Blue Jeans. It's not necessarily that. It is the struggling of your computer, the struggling of your internet that causes those things to happen. And sometimes just telling that one person that maybe in the audience is watching to refresh, to shut down and then reboot or something like that will usually fix that problem. So there you go. All right. Hope that was helpful. I will see you next time. All right. Take care. Bye.